Tokyo, year 2100. A beautiful yet fragile megacity rebuilt by AI to survive catastrophe and uncertainty. Japan knows its future holds massive earthquakes and tsunamis, so Tokyo is redesigned from foundations up. AI receives one mission: ensure Tokyo remains functional, safe, adaptive under every extreme scenario imaginable. The first defense is a luminous tsunami ring encircling Tokyo Bay, rising whenever distant quakes occur. On calm days, the seawall looks like a minimal promenade, hiding hydraulic segments beneath apparently gentle water. When sensors detect abnormal pressure, segments slide upward together, sealing the bay like a colossal gate. Beneath the city, seismic dampers and shock-absorbing columns absorb violent shaking before it reaches skyscrapers above. Above ground, flexible spine towers bend slightly with motion, keeping interiors calm while the earth roars. Every building streams live structural data to AI, which reinforces weak points before humans even notice. Evacuation routes are no longer painted lines, but dynamic light paths, updating second by second citywide. Deep below Tokyo, tunnels redirect floodwater away from neighborhoods, turning destructive surges into controlled underground rivers. Coastal districts rise on adjustable platforms, lifting entire blocks meters higher when tsunami warnings reach critical thresholds. Floating districts emerge across the bay, able to detach and drift outward if incoming waves grow overwhelming. Wave energy turbines convert chaos into power, feeding the grid while softening the ocean's most violent impacts. The coastline itself is reshaped by AI, sculpted into geometric barriers that split and weaken incoming waves. Beneath the seafloor, a lattice of sensors tracks pressure changes, giving Tokyo precious seconds of extra warning. AI predicts quake strength and direction, triggering locks, dampers, and transport freezes before shaking even arrives. Tsunami simulations run constantly in the background, updating barrier heights and evacuation paths in real time. Districts no longer act alone. Each one shares structural stress, power, and water data with its neighbors. Tokyo behaves like a single organism, coordinating millions of micro-adjustments to keep the city balanced. Buildings develop structural memory, learning from every tremor and strengthening vulnerable joints after each event. Foundations shift microscopic distances, redistributing pressure so upper floors feel only smooth, gentle swaying motions. Layered protection systems absorb shock, redirect forces sideways, and isolate crucial cores deep within each tower. High-rise towers contain sealed refuge pods, safe rooms designed for prolonged aftershocks and cascading failures. Rooftop bridges link towers together, creating elevated evacuation paths when ground streets become dangerous or flooded. Floating transit platforms rise above water during floods, keeping essential routes open when roads disappear underwater. Subterranean water tunnels pull excess tsunami water inland, then push it back slowly after danger passes. Along the coast, thousands of sensors monitor currents, temperature, and pressure, refining every future prediction. The alert system sends personalized guidance to each citizen, mapping safe routes based on exact location. Magnetic rail lines enter safety mode during quakes, locking pods in place until shaking fully subsides. Homes use triple buffered frames, so families feel only a muted rolling instead of violent jolts. Autonomous drones inspect facades, sealing hairline cracks and reinforcing beams minutes after every seismic event. Floating emergency hubs store supplies, repositioning automatically toward districts reporting the greatest structural damage. Redundant systems ensure that if one grid fails, backups silently take over without citizens even noticing. New coastline geometry splits incoming waves into many weaker branches before they reach Tokyo's inner harbor. Upper floors transform into refuge zones, expanding capacity for thousands when lower levels face direct threats.
All
AI
systems are going
constantly
back to
adjusts
normal now.
energy, transit, and structural controls, tuning the entire city live during emergencies. Tokyo links with other Japanese cities, sharing quake data and resource support through a national resilience network. Self-healing materials repair microfractures automatically, restoring integrity even after repeated heavy shocks. Within minutes, stability returns. Elevated routes reopen, and life continues almost as if nothing happened. Autonomous logistics fleets reroute themselves, sending medical supplies directly toward neighborhoods flagged as vulnerable. AI traffic control freezes regular movement, clearing instant priority corridors for emergency response vehicles and drones. Backup power grids activate in layers, keeping hospitals, shelters, and command centers fully operational. Vertical safe routes guide people upward, connecting stable rooftops through illuminated, clearly marked emergency bridges. Hydraulic lift systems raise vulnerable waterfront neighborhoods several meters whenever flood risk crosses defined thresholds. Automated shelters unfold from underground, transforming compact capsules into fully equipped protection spaces. Ocean redirection channels steer concentrated wave energy away from Tokyo, dispersing it across uninhabited zones. Quake forecasting grows more accurate every year, as AI learns from thousands of small, nearly unnoticed tremors. Survival networks let districts share power and water, preventing cascading failures, even during prolonged crises. Transit hubs gain reinforced shells, allowing bullet trains to resume carefully once stability reaches safe thresholds. Drone fleets scan from above, mapping damage in real time, and directing rescue teams to critical locations. The bay itself becomes part of Tokyo's defense, reshaped into natural buffers absorbing destructive energy. Citizens receive calm, precise instructions from AI assistants, reducing panic even during intense seismic events. Tokyo maintains continuous stability. Lights stay on, networks remain live, and essential systems never fully stop. By 2100, Tokyo is the world's most prepared megacity, studied closely by every coastal nation. The city never stops learning. Each quake, each wave, becomes data for future improvements. Tokyo evolves continuously, upgrading systems automatically without waiting for human approval or politics. Instead of resisting nature blindly, Tokyo synchronizes with it, reshaping risk into something predictable and manageable. The world watches, seeing Tokyo as a blueprint for surviving on an increasingly unstable planet. In 2100, Tokyo does more than survive. It endures, adapts, and quietly rises stronger each time.